Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do this bikini top. So I saw this bikini top literally everywhere for the past week, like on my Pinterest, on Instagram. Kylie Jenner wore it, but I just could not find a pattern for it, so I thought I'd make one myself. So you can do this pattern in as many colours as you want, but for this one I'm using 3 different colours. 2 for the checkered pattern and then 1 for the border. So for this I'm using some cotton blend yarn, DK yarn, and I quite literally only used about 50 grams of each, and then just some pink for the border. And then I'll also be using a 3.5mm hook. Okay, so I've based this pattern on my size, but it's very easy to just adjust to your size if you want to go smaller or bigger. Very easy, and I will let you know how to do that. There's also going to be a pattern linked in the description that you can use if you like written patterns rather than video. Okay, so to start, take your main colour. For this I'm just going to use this light purpley blue, and we're going to chain from the centre of our breastbone just to the outside, and for this, for me, was 30. You want to chain a multiple of 6. So if you're smaller, go 24. If you're bigger, go 36, etc, etc. If you do chain smaller and bigger, so if you chain 24, you're going to have 3 less rows than this video, and if you chain 36, you're going to have 3 more rows than this video. So that's my chain 30, and I'll show you what this looks like when compared to the body. So you should be going from the centre of your breastbone to around about the edge of your boob. Okay, so once we have our chain 30, 24 or 36, whatever you want, you're going to chain another 2 for the turning chain. So 1, 2. So this won't count as a half double crochet, it's just the turning chain. And then you want to place a half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and just in that one there. Okay, now that we've done this, you want to place another 5 half double crochets along the bottom, but stop at the 5th one because I'll show you how to change colour. So that's number 2, 3, 4, 5. Now on this 6th half double crochet of the row, so you should have 5 at the moment, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now on the 6th one we'll be changing colour. So to do that, yarn over like a normal half double crochet and pull up a loop, but then leave it with the 3 loops on the hook and grab your next colour. So now that I've got my next colour, I'm gonna grab it on the hook and pull through all 3 of them loops like that. There we go. So now that we've got our first colour and we've attached our next one, we're going to do another 6 half double crochets in the chain, and on the 6th one you want to change colour back to the original colour, or if you're doing multiple colours, back to your next colour. So here's one. You want to make sure to crochet over the excess yarn as you go. There's 1, 2, make sure to yarn over. 2, now 3, 4, not 2 more, 5, and out. And again, so on this last half double crochet you want to change colour. Now this one should be easy because you should already have your first colour still in the row, so we're just going to pick that one up instead and finish the half double crochet with that one. And now another 6 half double crochets with this new colour, so 1, making sure to crochet over that last yarn as well, 3, 4, 5. Now once again on this 6th half double crochet you want to change colour back to the first colour, so don't finish the half double crochet but finish it with the other colour. So I feel like you can start to understand the gist of this first row. Now this first row will be the hardest row of the entire thing, so don't worry if you're struggling or it's taking a bit longer to do this row. So now another 6 half double crochets, change colour on the 6th one. And now on the 6th one, change colour. Now you want to finish the row with just 6 double crochets, and there's no need to change colour at the end. So on the last 6 double crochets, don't change colour on the last stitch, because we're going to continue the same pattern on the next row. So now we're on the last half double crochet, which should be the last 6. There we go. So this is the first row completed of our bikini top. So now that we're at the end of this row, all we want to do is chain 2 and turn the work. Now this chain 2 does not count as a half double crochet, it's just our turning chain, so let's turn that. So you also want to take this colour and bring it up so we can yarn over that as well. What I would do is pick a side for all your yarns to go. So for me it's going to be this side, so this is going to be the back of my bikini top, and that's where all the excess yarn will be hidden in. I just like doing it all in one side so it's not messy, and it's only messy on one side. So here what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in the next 6 stitches and change colour on the 6th stitch. Basically exactly what we just did on the first row, just it's a little bit easier this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now on this 6th one we're going to change the colour back to that darker blue. There we go, and now another 6 double crochets with this new colour and change colour on the 6th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one, change colour. So you basically just want to repeat this until the end of the row again, but on the last 6th stitch we will be changing colour, so I'll meet you back when I'm at the last one. Okay, so as you can see I'm on my last 6 half double crochets of this row, so I'm just going to complete them, and then on the 6th one I'm going to change colour, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do this in a minute. So there's 4, 5, and last one, 6, and we're going to change colour. Change colour to this one. There we go. So you should finish on a different colour to the one you started. So the reason I'm changing colour on this row is because, as you can see, the first 2 rows the colours are matching to make the first check. Now for the next 2 rows the colours will be opposite to the ones below, so make sure that is correct. As you can see on the one I've already done, the first 2 rows are the same, and then it changes, then it's the same, then it changes, then it's the same, then it changes, then it's the same. So we're going to continue doing that the whole way. So with this new colour we're going to chain 2 again for the turn and chain and turn our work. Make sure to bring up the other yarn so we can weave that in. So this is a row where we start to decrease to create the triangular shape. So to do that we're going to half double crochet the first 2 stitches together. So to do this I yarn over, insert into this first stitch, pull up a loop, and now before finishing the half double crochet we're going to go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. So that creates a half double crochet 2 together. And then we're going to half double crochet in the next 4 stitches and change colour on the 4th one. 2, 3. So if you're ever confused of when to change colour, it's easy to work it out by just looking at the one below. So if you've done 2 rows of the same colour, the next row will be a different one. If you've done a row of the same colour, the next row will be the same colour, if you get what I mean. Okay, and now we're just going to do the normal thing again. So 6 half double crochets, changing colour on the 6th half double crochet. So change colour. Now the only thing hard about this pattern is the yarns do get tangled up, which is kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one change colour. Now we're at the last 6 half double crochets. So once again here, half double crochet in the first 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to half double crochet the last 2 stitches together. So once again, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and now before finishing that half double crochet, we're going to go straight into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Now at the end of this row we don't have to change colour again, so just leave it as it is. So moving on to the 4th row. So for this we're going to do the exact same thing again. So chain 2, 1, 2, and turn the work. Make sure to pull up this yarn. So to start the row we're going to half double crochet 2 together. So there's 1, straight into the next one, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 on the hook. As we decreased on the last row too, we only have to half double crochet in the next 3. So if you look, there should be only 3 dark blues left, or whatever colour you're using. So half double crochet in them 3 and change colour on the 3rd one. There we go. Change that colour. And now once again the same thing again. So 6 half double crochets and change colour on the 6th one. Now what you're going to bear in mind is we never decrease in the middle of the work. We only decrease on the outside. So if you don't have 6 half double crochets on the inside clusters, then you've decreased somewhere by accident. But make sure you always have 6 half double crochets in the inside checks. There we go, change that. Now once again we're on our last cluster bit. So for this one again, 3 half double crochets and half double crochet the last 2 together. So 1, 2, 3, and then half double crochet these last 2 stitches together. So 1, straight into the next one. Oh, yarn over. Oh, wait. What to say? On this last half double crochet 2 together of this round, so the 4th round, the last one, we will be changing colour. So yarn over, pull through, go straight into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and instead of finishing this half double crochet 2 together with the same colour, we're going to change yarn and pull through with the other colour. Just like that. So that's our 4th row complete, and I'll change colour because obviously we've done 2 rows of the same colour now. So basically the premise of this tutorial is we just decrease on every round just on the side, and whatever you do to this side you've got to do to this side, and whatever you do to this side you've got to do this side. So that's basically the premise of this whole tutorial. So now that we've got that, we're going to carry on. So chain 2 for the turning chain, then once again half double crochet 2 together, so 1, 2, and crochet them together. Should be left with 2 half double crochets with this colour, so there we go, and change colour on that last one. There we go, and now 6 half double crochets, changing colour on the 6th one. Just again. Now onto the last colour cluster of this row, so half double crochet in the first 2 and then half double crochet the last 2 together. So in, and pull through all of them. So as is the first round of this new colourway, we will just keep with the same colour, no need to change it. So then chain 2, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. Yep, this tutorial is very boring, but it's a good end result. So first we're going to half double crochet the first 2 stitches together, so in there, and together. That leaves us with 1 half double crochet in this colour, so let's do that and change colour as we do this. There we go. And then 6 half double crochets, change colour on the 6th one as we're in the middle. Oh, don't have to do that. So now we're back on to the last 3 half double crochets, or the 3 colourway. So half double crochet in this first stitch, and now half double crochet the last 2 stitches together. So, and then as we've done 2 rows of this colourway, we will be changing colour at the end of this row. So instead of completing with that colour, we're going to complete with this colour. There we go, and that's that row complete. So now we're moving on to the next row, and we're basically going to do the exact same thing again, but this time, so let me chain 2, so I'll show you what's different about this row. So when we turn, we're only going to have 2 half double crochets in this same colourway, so we're just going to half double crochet them 2 together and change colour immediately. So let's half double crochet them 2 together, and instead of completing with this wool, I'm going to change colour. There we go. And then complete the same as normal, so 6 half double crochets, changing colour on the last stitch. So once again, changing colour. And now for this last half double crochet, you'd think we would keep the same colour, but no, we're going to change because we're only going to have 1 half double crochet left on this side, so we are just going to decrease that into with this colour. It all makes sense, just change colour on this last half double crochet 2 together. So there's 1. Oh, 2, and let me complete that with this Cool, so that should be that row complete, and now chain 2 as the turning chain and turn. Now remember to keep pulling up these excess yarns so we can weave them in. Now for this one we will half double crochet these 2 stitches together. Now one of them will be in your previous colour and the next one will be in the matching colour. So let me pull up this, so half double crochet these 2 together, there we go, and that leaves us with 5 more half double crochets in this matching colour. So 5 more half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then change colour on this last stitch. It is quite easy because everything you do you'll match up to the bottom one, or you'll do opposite to the bottom one, so if you're ever confused just look at the row below. So now 6 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, change colour. Now we're on our last 6, so once again 5 half double crochets and then half double crochet the last 2 together, and you will also have the opposite colour in this last decrease as well. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5 and the last one you'll decrease and crochet these 2 together. Now as we've done 2 rows of this colour, we will be changing colour on this last half double crochet 2 together. So there's 1, there's 2, and finish with the opposing colour. So I'm just going to change colour, there we go. So that's that row complete. Okay, so let's carry on. So once again chain 2, 1, 2 and turn, making sure to bring up this yarn, and now same thing again, so half double crochet the 2 first stitches together, so 1, 2 and together. That leaves us with 4 half double crochets to this cluster, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, change colour on this last one, so and same thing again, so 6 half double crochets, changing colour on the last one. Now same, so 4 half double crochets and single crochet the last 2 together. And no need to change colour on this row. There we go. So as you can see, it is starting to take this triangular shape which we want. So chain 2, and we're going to repeat this process all over again. Take this up, so half double crochet the first 2 together, and then 3, gosh, and then 3 half double crochets afterwards. So 1, 2, half double crochet, leaving us with 3 to go into, so 1, 2, changing colour on this last one, 3, let's change that colour, and now 6 half double crochets. So you should basically always have 6 half double crochets in the middle of your work until the last 2 rows. 4, 5 and 6, and change colour. There we go, let me grab some more. Now same thing, so 3 half double crochets and half double crochet the 2 last ones together, so 2 and 3, and now half double crochet these 2 together. Oh, I've dropped it. There's 1, there's 2, and as we've done 2 rows of this colour, we will be changing colour on this last half double crochet. There we go, and you'll never guess it, we're going to chain 2 and do the exact same thing again, just in the opposite colour. So chain 2, and turn your work. So first half double crochet these first 2 stitches together, so 1, 2, and now leaving us with 2 more, so go into them and change colour on the last one. If you really think about it, this pattern is very easy actually. You've just got to work with changing colours, which can be hard for some people. So this is the middle 6 half double crochets, so I'm going to change colour on this last one. There we go. And now 2 half double crochets and half double crochet the last 2 together. No need to change colour on this row. Oh, there we go. So that's that row complete, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. So chain 2, half double crochet the first 2 together, and that will leave you with one half double crochet unworked. So we're going to go into that and change colour at the same time. So change this colour, and then same half double crochet in these middle 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th one change colour. Change colour on this 6th one. There we go. And then same again as we did on the first one. 1 half double crochet and then single, and then half double crochet the last 2 together. And as we've done 2 rows, change colour. 1, 2, and change that colour. Now once again, chain 2 and turn your work. So as we've only got 2 half double crochets left on the outside, we're just going to decrease them 2 together, which means we're going to have to change colour straight away for this middle 6. So half double crochet these first 2 together. So 1, 2, and I'm going to change colour at the same time. Change that colour. Now the 6 middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, change colour. And now half double crochet the last 2 stitches together, but because we're going to decrease both of these colours in, we've got to change colour at the end of this single crochet 2 together again. So 1, 2, and now change back your colour to the middle colour. There we go. So that's what we should have so far, and now we're moving on to the last couple rows. Okay, now so we're going to chain 2, turn our work again. Now we're going to half double crochet these first 2 together, and this will be with that different colour. We did this before, so we're just going to try this again. So in that one, no need to change colour, and pull, and now we're going to go into the next 4 half double crochets in the middle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, and now once again half double crochet these last 2 together, but as we've done 2 rows of this colour, we're going to change the colour. So half double crochet these 2 together, while also changing that colour back to the darker one. So there we go. As you should see, we should have 6 half double crochets left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now this is getting on to our last 2 rows. So chain 2 and turn your work, and now once again half double crochet the first 2 together, and then 2 half double crochets, and then half double crochet this last one together. Ooh. Now we won't actually need this second colour anymore unless you've got more rows than me, then you'll need it. So you can fasten that off if you want. And now for the last row, we're going to chain 2, turn our work for the last time. So we should be left with 4 half double crochets of this colour on the top, and we want to take that down to 2 half double crochets. So we're just going to half double crochet the first 2 together, and then half double crochet the last 2 together. And there we go. You should have a triangle completed, and now you can fasten off both these colour yarns. And we are done with the basic of the cup. So here we go. This is the final cup part, and the next we're going to work on the border, and you can either do the border in the same colours as this or a completely different colour, which I am going to do a completely different colour. So for me, it just about covers the whole thing, and now it's a triangle bikini, so it's not going to cover everything. This is what it should be looking like so far. Okay, so now we're going to be working on the border, and for my border I'm going to be using a completely different colour to the ones I've used, but you can do whatever you'd like. So to start this off, I'm going to be attaching my yarn to the bottom of the triangle with a standing single crochet. So to do this, I make a slip knot. Whoop, make that a bit tighter on the hook if it would let me. And then I'm going to attach it to this side of the triangle. So go into that first one, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through. So this standing single crochet counts as the first one. So you can attach the yarn however you want, as long as you create a single crochet in this first stitch. Now we're going to single crochet completely along the bottom of the cup. The total of single crochets should equal the amount you chained in the first place. So I chained 30, so I will have 30 single crochets across the bottom of this cup. That was a half double crochet. So there's the second. Second one. 3. Oh my god. Now, and I am crocheting over the ends just so I don't have to weave them in at the end manually. So continue this and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm just going to count to make sure I've got the correct amount of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Perfect. So now that we've done it at the bottom, we're going to go up the side. So to do this, I'm just going to chain 1 and place my first single crochet within this first round of half double crochets. Now, this is harder than the bottom of the cup because there's no defined spaces to put in your single crochet. But the life hack I found is I did 3 single crochets for every 2 rows of half doubles. So every 2 rows, so this is a 2 row, so I will put 3 single crochets in there. That's 2 rows, so I'll be putting 3 single crochets there. Honestly, it does not matter where you put your 3 single crochets, as long as you have the same amount on each side, it doesn't matter really. So wherever you can see a space, pop in a single crochet. That's 4, 6. So I'm going to do this now even at the top. Okay, I'm on my last one on this row, so I'm just going to place this at the top. So I did 24 single crochets along this side. So that means I'm going to do 24 along this side, and then the second one I make, I'm also going to do 24 and 24, just to make it all symmetrical, so one's not bigger than the other. So now that we're at the top of the cup, we're going to chain one. So we're going to chain one and then do 2 single crochets in the top 2 half double crochets from the last round. So there's 1 and there's 2. Now we're going to repeat the process again, so chain 1 and single crochet back down the other side, doing the exact same amount as this side, so 24, 24. I'm going to be at the end while I do this, so I'll do this and meet you back. So I'm on my last single crochet, so this is the 24th one, and then to finish this border I'm just going to chain 1 and slip stitch into this first single crochet we did, which was the standing single crochet, or however you attach that single crochet. So I'm just going to slip stitch that. Now while we're here, we are going to chain the strap. What you want to make sure is that if you do this again, the strap is on the other side, so it makes sense, you don't have to flip it over and use the back. So for my first one that I did, the strap is on this side, so for this one the strap will be on this side, so make sure you do that when you're doing your 2. So all you want to do is just start chaining, and you can chain as many as you want, but for me, when I did my first one, I chained 170. So and 170. So I'm just going to chain 1 and fasten this off. So got that, and there we go. That's the side strap complete, and now we just got to do the top one. Okay, so for the top strap, you want to attach the yarn using a standing single crochet again, or however you want to attach your single crochet. So, and you want to attach it to the chain 1 we made at the top. So it should be chain 1, 2 single crochets, and then a chain 1. So attach it to the first chain 1 of that row. So in here and single crochet. So that will count as our first single crochet of the round, and then single crochet in the next 2 actual stitches, so 1 and 2, and then another single crochet in the last chain 1. So there we go, so we should have 4 stitches at the top, and now you want to chain 1 and turn your work, and now we'll be single crocheting 2 together. So single crochet the first 2 together. So for this I go into the back loops of the next 2 stitches, pull through both of them, yarn over and pull through, and then do that again for the next 2 stitches. So single crochet them 2 together, the back loops of them, pull through and pull through. And now you want to chain 1 and turn and do the same thing again, so you end up with 1 single crochet. So decrease these 2 together, so back loop, pull through, and there we go. So I did that just so we have a little spiky bit on the top, so it's not just rounded and then straight into a strap. So now you just want to chain. So chain as many as you want for the top strap and the tie bit. So in my first one I chained 90, so I'm going to do that again. And 90. So I'm just going to chain one more and fasten that off. All through. And there we go. So this is your top. Okay, so now that we've done one cup, you now need to repeat this process for the second one. So you should have 2 cups there where the straps are on the opposite sides, and all we need to do now is connect the both in the middle. There we go. And that's what it should be looking like at the moment. Okay, so now that we've got our 2 cups, all we need to do now is attach them together, and this all depends on your size. So for me, when I hold it up against my body, they are practically already touching, so all I need to do is just single crochet, and just slip stitch them together. Okay, so now we've got our 2 cups completely done, and all we need to do is attach the middle. So when we have the, do you remember the chain 1? I'm going to create a single crochet, so we did a chain 1 in the border of the cup. So the stitch next to the chain 1, I'm going to create a standing single crochet into there. There we go. So that counts as our first single crochet. And then I'm going to place 1 single crochet next to that in the chain 1 space as well. There we go. And now chain 1 and turn. I'm going to put this down into just 1 single crochet. So we're going to single crochet these 2 together. So 1 and 2. Up, oh, 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 oh. And there we go. So that's 1 single crochet. So it's going to look a bit something like this, like a little triangle. And now we want to do the exact same thing into the next one. So chain 1, turn, and I'm just going to put 1 more single crochet in. If you want to put a longer distance in between your cups, then just do as many single crochets as you want here, but I just want 2. So now into the opposite cup, you want to place 1 single crochet into the chain 1 space, and then 1 single crochet into the space next to it, which can be a little bit hard. Ooh, there we go. So there we go, the 2 cups are attached to each other, and now you just can fasten this off. So to fasten this off, I'm going to slip stitch into the chain next to and just cut that yarn and weave it in. So let me just cut this yarn, boom, and take this out if anyone wants to. So there we go. That's the 2 cups connected to each other. Just going to weave in these yarns and I'll be back. Okay, so we are done, and this is the final product. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow, and as I said, if you prefer written patterns, there'll be one in the description below so you can follow that instead. Other than that, comment any more patterns you would like to see, like and subscribe if you want more, and yeah, that's it.